The worst Olympic fails 2024? The Olympics are supposed to be all about pushing human limits. But sometimes those limits get pushed a little too far. Forget the medals and the glory. Here are the biggest Olympic fails of 2024 that had everyone talking. At number 8, Melanie de Jesus dos Santos was seen as the next big star for France. And truly, she's been the standout on the team. Everyone expected her to win lots of medals, especially after training with the amazing Simone Biles. But you know how it goes. Sometimes even the best plans don't work out. Her teammates, Marine Boyer, Colin de Villard, and Morgane Osisek, were also expected to do well with their mix of experience and youth, alongside the energetic Mingerardi van Eycken. However, when the pressure was on, it seemed to get to everyone. Melanie was the hope of French gymnastics, stepping up to the uneven bars, a place where she's shined before. But that day, it was as if the bars were against her. In a moment that stopped hearts, she went from poised and graceful to crashing towards the mat. The excited crowd went silent, and a shocked gasp filled the arena as they watched her fall. It's been a tough time for fans of French gymnastics. They were hoping that playing at home would give the team a boost to achieve greatness. Instead, they witnessed a devastating blow. Does anyone else feel like we all need a group therapy session after this? This team has really been through the ringer. Yes, that is a bit of a dampener. The Indian women's archery team. And Deepika, well, she has been on a roller coaster ride of a career. At number 7, she has been India's golden girl all these years, but this Olympics performance was definitely a low point. But before we dive into her abysmal performance, make sure to like and subscribe. And now, back to the video. All right, let's break it down. Bajang Kaur was on fire against the Netherlands. She consistently shot 10S and 9S. Deepika and Ankita both shot some pretty critical 6S and 7S that really hurt the team. It's as if they choked under pressure. Now, it is very easy to put Deepika in the line of fire because she is the most experienced among them all. However, it is time for the entire team to stand up, as archery is a team game. But still, the expectations from Deepika were touching the sky, and she failed to deliver. It's a tight spot to be in. One day you're a national hero. At number 6, a real Olympic dream was shattered out of Luke Plapp's very hands in the most dramatic and unfortunate fashion. The rising young Australian rider found his leg within the power he needed to keep the likes of eventual bronze medalist Wout van Aert in close company. As he was running a remarkable race of his own, the medal looked to be well within his grasp. This remained intact until the last moment, when an accident on one of those dangerous parts of the track shattered his dreams. The pictures of the accident are unimaginable with the speed and intensity that is carried in cycling. Luckily, Plapp was conscious and could be taken by ambulance for closer scrutiny at the hospital. The news of his subsequent surgery is a blunt reminder of just some of the risks these athletes incur. Abdominal surgery is no small operation. It says in no uncertain terms that this is going to be a long recovery. That it occurred on rain-slicked roads says something about the sorts of perilous conditions these athletes face. At number 5, Taylor Knibb's Olympic time trial was a disaster waiting to happen. The weather conditions at the very outset were less than ideal. Pouring rain with its tricky corners had made the course really sloppy and therefore extremely difficult. Yet already before the relentless crashes, there were troubling signs. At a mere 7 kilometers into the race, Knibb nearly went down herself. Full gas in the aero position, she hit a speed bump at a dangerous angle. It almost looked like her race would be over before it had truly even started. Somehow, she held up, but that incident surely would have heightened her anxiety. Little did she know, this was the calm before the storm. Knibb's avoidance of the initial catastrophe seemed to fuel her determination as she stormed through the first intermediate time check, leading the competition by 30 convincing seconds. It was a statement of intent, a declaration that she was here to challenge for the podium, just as it looked as though she had navigated the early storm. An even crueler twist of fate lay in wait. At number 4, the 24-year-old French rider had led the early stages and was a strong contender for a medal when she went horribly down in the rock garden section of the course. The footage is pretty difficult to watch. Even the broadcaster steered the camera away from her lifeless body. Lecomte's bike appeared to get jammed in the rocks, so she went flying over the handlebars and straight onto her head. The immediate aftermath was horrifying as she lay motionless on the course. Cutting away from the broadcast was the proper decision for such a horrid incident. It left fans with an unsettled feeling, but it was definitely in the best interest of the athlete. The updates on her condition have been much better than many had feared at first, with her coach saying she will recover, although she does have head trauma and a jaw injury. This accident is another in a line of examples that serves to underline the fact There are clear risks associated with the practice of extreme sports, while the world continuously gets to see human athletic ability stretched to its very outer edges. Some of the possible consequences cannot be overlooked. At number 3, can you believe that Jade Carey fell? It was like watching a car crash in slow motion. 1 second she's flying, and the next she's out of bounds. I mean, she's a champ. Surely she'll bounce back, but it's gotta sting. It's a bummer she's out of the floor finals. I was really looking forward to seeing her defend her gold. Gymnastics is such a high-pressure sport. One little mistake can cost you everything. Jade Carey just can't catch a break. Here we were thinking she might have some nerves after a shaky performance in the qualifying round, but it turns out she's been battling a nasty illness. And that goes on to explain a lot. Competing on the world's biggest stage 1 second from wanting to crawl back into bed? Talk about hard. That takes guts just to show up, let alone pull off those gravity-defying moves. Talk about a trooper for being honest with the fans. At times, these athletes appear like superheroes, but this is a reminder that they are human too. And even a little bug can wreck their Olympic dreams. Hopefully, she will focus on getting better now. It would have been just great if the next round would give her something to bounce back strong from this. Oh, what a dive to remember. At number 2, Alexis Jandard's mishap during the opening of the Olympic Aquatics Center assured his space in the blooper highlight reels. Falling in front of the president? Ouch! But hey, all kudos to him for managing it so gracefully and comically. It's not simple to wave off such a kind of public embarrassment, more so when it's on camera and broadcast across the world. Surely that reaction has won him thousands of fans. It just reminded me that even the best can have off days. And sometimes the most memorable moments are not always the most graceful. Yeah, I'm totally fine. It's just one of those things that looks way worse in slow-mo, Jandard said, chuckling over his epic fall. I mean, seriously, it was a total wipeout. It happens in practice all the time, but doing it in front of the president? Classic. I know it's funny to watch, he went on. But trust me, it was mortifying at the time. Definitely the worst moment of my life so far. At number 1, you would not believe what went on with Hashimoto Daiki today. I mean, the man is an absolute beast on the gymnastics floor, right? He had a total meltdown on the high bar. Get this, the reigning champ just falling flat out from the thing. The crowd gasped. It was like watching a slow-motion car crash. He has the all-around to face, though, and well, the guy's got skills for days. He might just be able to pull off some kind of comeback and shock everyone. He must be gutted to have messed up like that, especially after the gold medal in Tokyo. But then again, that's sports, right? So we'll see how he comes back. Now, I wonder how Hashimoto Yuto's inability to stay put gingerly, landing down on the mat, would affect Japan's medal hopes because he was their star. So that wraps this one up. If you're into Olympic fails, don't miss our other videos.